I've seen enough anime to know what I think I just witnessed in this episode of Welcome to the Ballroom. Was that a Yuri undertone I saw going on there? Like, was that being implied? Like, does Akira have feelings for Chinatsu? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but... Huh. Is my, like, radar going off in... Is that really happening, or is this just bait? Because there is a lot of anime that's like this. There is a lot of anime that throw in some Yuri bait, and it's just bait. That's it. It's just to get people like, whoa, I want to start the series now because it got Yuri, and it doesn't really go anywhere. And even if she is, like, if she loves Chinatsu in that way, most likely it's not going to get answered or fulfilled at all, because the series is not focused on romance. It's not focused on, you know, Chinatsu and Akira. It's focused on Fujita and, like, Chinatsu. I was going to say Akira, but, you know, it's not focused on Akira. So, yeah, even if it legit is a thing going on, that's probably not going to get answered. So, that's some bait. That's some hardcore bait going on right now in this episode, which I like, but I'm not a big fan of it because I know it's not probably going to go anywhere. Anyways, though, this episode is a Akira episode. Now, this was very much needed. I think it was a good way to establish Akira's character, allow us to understand her, because we've only seen a few glimpses of her. One side, we've seen it to where she's very nice to Fujita, and then on the other side, majority of the side we've seen, she's really, really heinous. Like, she's mean towards Chinatsu, and for good reason after looking at this episode. So, when you glance at this stuff, it's an Akira episode. And we get some focus on her, get to see how everything started, how she got into dancing, how she met Chinatsu, how she was when she was a very young kid. We got to see all these little details, and overall, it was a good episode. I mean, I know many might not like this episode because of Akira getting a lot of the spotlight, or maybe the Yuri tones, because we all know for a fact nothing's going to happen with that. But besides that, though, it was a good episode. So let me get into the details. So everything started off with Akira experiencing bullies. She was getting bullied. Now, this is very interesting because, you know, I just finished recording my review of March Comes In Like a Lion, and I was actually, in that review, I was straight up praising March Comes In Like a Lion because of how it used the theme of bullies and stuff and how real it felt. And in this case, this episode was exactly what I was complaining about in the March Comes In Like a Lion review. Now, what I'm saying is, I was complaining about how when it comes to bullies, it's not really expressed properly. Violence doesn't always need to be the answer. It isn't the answer. In this case, when Chinatsu started to punch the kid and all that on the floor, that wasn't really the proper answer. I mean, it's nice to see that she was standing up for her friend or who she cared about, but even then, though, that's not the proper answer. And that was just settled right there. It was never really explained ever again. It wasn't mentioned again. You know, apparently the bullying was settled, but yeah, I know for a fact stuff like that doesn't usually settle it overall. There's definitely long-term problems, which wasn't addressed at all. So, yeah, after watching something like March Comes In Like a Lion and then diving into that little theme in this episode of Walk in the Ballroom, it kind of degraded that quality for me. But anyways, though, getting off of that, let me talk about how Akira, she got into dancing because she wanted a hobby. She wanted to do a hobby with Chinatsu. And eventually this hobby turned into a passion, a profession. And that's what Chinatsu wanted to do. She was looking at professional dancers and she wanted to be like them. We saw her face when she was a kid. She wanted to dance like them. She was questioning, you know, Akira, could I be on that stage? Could I dance as good as them? You know, tell me your thoughts. And we just get to see that Chinatsu, at a very early age, she had this fire in her to where she wanted to be a professional dancer. However, Akira, she was someone that didn't necessarily care about dancing. She just wanted to be the only one there for Chinatsu. She wanted to be the only one that could dance with her. And so, she was a very selfish individual, which shows. And in a way, I can't really blame Akira. I mean, she's at fault, yes, but I can't fully blame her because the entire relationship with Akira and Chinatsu is a very unhealthy relationship. It wasn't a proper friendship that, you know, helped out both sides. It was very unhealthy. And when you saw these scenes to where Chinatsu was becoming isolated, she was someone that was, you know, growing distant from everyone, you have it where Akuda, she actually was getting happy about that, because that would mean that she had Chinatsu all to herself. She was very jealous and selfish, and we could see this jealousy at a very early time in this episode, to when she's looking at Chinatsu, when Chinatsu's looking at the professional dancers, she realizes that she is, you know, she doesn't want Chinatsu to be able to do that without her. She wants Chinatsu to, you know, be with her always. And so there was jealousy, there was selfishness going on. And I believe, by the way you look at this, most likely Chinatsu was kind of aware. She was probably kind of aware on how Akuda felt, and how she was very selfish, and that's probably why she tried to gain some distance overall, because she realized how the relationship was. It wasn't necessarily a healthy one whatsoever. Now, anyways, though, I want to mention something which is not really relevant, but it needs to be mentioned. Akuda, she lost a lot of weight. Like, whoa. Like, when you look at her childhood, she was chubby, and then you look at how she is now, bro, like, she lost a lot of weight. Like, she doesn't even look like the same person anymore. I mean, she's skinny. I mean, she got a body on her. So I was like, yo, what? So, just, that was pretty shocking. I was very surprised to see how Akuda looked, how she's changed, and how she looks now. It's just very surprising. But getting back on topic, though, Chinatsu, the big problem she had, she was too arrogant. She was too prideful. She thought she was the best. And we know she is. We know that's a part of her character, because we've seen this already in a lot of episodes recently, and that's one of the big problems she has, and what she needs to kind of tone down when it comes to, you know, Fujita and dancing with him, because Fujita, he's the exact opposite, but, you know, they're competing, and they're arguing back and bickering now, and they're starting to be able to overcome their weaknesses and flaws, which it's finally starting to happen. However, as we know, Chinatsu, she had a big flaw. She was very arrogant, prideful, thought she was best, and wouldn't be tamed by anyone. And because of that, that led to a complication with Akuda. Akuda, she felt she wasn't as good as, you know, Chinatsu. Or Chinatsu probably acted like that. And in this case, when Chinatsu's like, oh, you don't need to try hard, I could work hard for both of us, is basically saying, I don't see you as an equal. I don't see you as my rival. I don't see you as my official partner, because I can do everything by myself. And so it was a very sad moment, because you got to imagine in that moment what Akuda must have felt. So it explains why the relationship is very complicated and why she's very upset. I can't blame Akuda for, you know, the jealousy, and I can't blame Chinatsu for, you know, being prideful. So they were just both at fault, and they both, you know, had their problems. They just weren't a proper match. So, yeah. Anyways, tell me your thoughts. How do you all feel about this week's episode? How did you feel about the details we got on, you know, Akuda? Did you like them? Did you hate them? Please be honest in the comments below. And I love you guys. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. And if you like this video, please leave a like. And obviously, if you don't like this video, leave a dislike. Don't fault you for it. Please be safe. Chibi out.